Hello Gemini, and welcome to Sincere Tarot. This is your 2020 forecast. So before I tap into each one of the months, I want to talk about the theme of your month and also how I'm going to present this. So we have got your theme on the surface is the Nine of Pentacles. So possible Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn influence. This is success. This is success after hard work. And this is a long-term project, right? This is a woman who's a sculptor. You know, she's showing off what she has. Obviously, this can be a male as well. But she's showing off exactly like everything that she's put hard work and effort into. It's going to help her with prosperity and abundance. But you know, a sculptor really had to think about the long-term planning of how to actually sculpt a large piece of stone. So this has taken a lot of thought, a lot of discernment, and a lot of care and effort into this project, all right? So it seems like you will have a very successful, whether in the material realm this year, whether it's with career, whether it's with project, but you will be successful and it will be noticed, and it's something that you've been thinking about for a long time, planning and acting on for a long time, okay? So that is your main theme of what's going on the surface for you for 2020. Now, what's going on beneath the surface? We've got the Magus, okay? So also known as the Magician. This is absolutely amazing, pure potential creative energy, okay? Be wary sometimes when you have the Magus. Sometimes there can be a little bit of trickery, but the thing is, I don't see that in this card with you because the surrounding cards are quite positive, okay? And if anyone's going to have any cunning or trickery, it will be you, and it will be in your favor. We've got creativity, we've got pure potential, we've got a lot of magic, having things in balance, being able to have pure control to succeed with whatever you want, okay? And this is the success that's showing on the surface for this year for you, Gemini, okay? And that's because you've got this creative force, you're tapped into this power, this pure potential, all right? And this is your advice card for your theme for 2020. We have got the Ace of Swords, okay? So that's likely you, but it could also be another air sign. It could be a Libra, Aquarius, but I think for most of you, it's definitely you. Your advice is to think clearly, you know, to be strong, you are powerful. Tap into your power, okay? Be sharp-minded, keep your head clear, okay? You've got infinite potential in that area, so you want clarity. That is your main advice card for 2020, is to think clearly, all right? And what we've got going on in the 12th of January, astrologically, we've got on the 12th, Saturn is conjunct with Pluto in Capricorn, all right? So especially for you guys, you're really gonna wanna start to increase your efficiency. You're gonna want to focus your efforts on career goals. Yeah, and that's especially true for you this year, starting on the 12th of January, okay? What we also have on the 10th of January, we've got a moon eclipse in Cancer. There might be a little bit of tension, possibly melancholy. You might have the loss of like a friend or a lover, possibly. I don't necessarily see that in the cards for you, okay? So there might just be some tension in some relationships, all right? All right, so let's see what we have on the surface for you in January is with my Tarot of the Cat. We've got the Three of Wands, all right? This is extremely positive because it's right next to another very positive card, okay? So this is a woman, obviously it can be male as well, but this is a woman who is a very, very good businesswoman, very sharp, a keen observer, a lot of wisdom, a lot of intelligence, successful, okay? And you might be thinking about, you know, your next career goal, where you want, the direction you want your life to go, okay? So you're really thinking about that, maybe putting things into place, planning it, thinking about the direction you're going to go in, all right, for your success, all right? And this is what's happening beneath the surface. Again, we've got the Magician card, okay? In the Thoth deck, there's the Magus and the Magician. You got two. You have so much pure positive potential, especially showing up in the month of January for you, Gemini, okay? So super creative. That's where this pure infinite potential, you know, that's why you're able to, you know, think about what goal you want to have, what direction you want to go, and just come up with really great creative ideas for where you want to go in the future, okay? This is your advice card for January, okay? And that is the Six of Swords, okay? So this could be you. It could also possibly be another air sign, a Libra or Aquarius, all right? But the Six of Swords is telling you that, you know, there are going to be changes, they're going to be difficult. Instead of resisting those changes, especially mentally, right? Maybe with a bit of stress or negative thinking, you really need to go with the flow, okay? There's a new direction in your life. Sometimes change is uncomfortable, but it happens. The only thing that stays the same is that change always happens. I coined that phrase. But anyways, this is saying that you need to relax and release resistance with the direction that your life is going in, because it is going in a super positive direction, okay? It might be unfamiliar territory, okay? But it's awesome territory, all right? So there's no need to fear, there's no need to stress. That is the message that you're getting for your advice card for January, all right? So in February, we have got a super moon in Leo. So there's going to be big changes, letting go of the old, all right? And you know, that totally makes sense because in January, just before, that's your advice card, is to release resistance to the old, get ready for new changes, all right? Also, okay, that's the major astrological event that's happening in February, okay? Get ready for big changes. And that totally makes sense because on the surface, we've got the Ace of Wands, okay? So possible fire sign influence, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, okay? It could be it's the birth of new ideas, creativity, inspiration, okay? Potentially even the birth of a child, all right? Maybe in your family or maybe a friend gives birth, okay? But for you, mainly, this is, you know, new ideas, creativity, inspiration, all right? Power, and that comes from the gut. And what's happening beneath the surface, we've got even more wands. We've got the Six of Wands, victory, all right? So again, possible fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius sign. But what this is telling you, what's going on beneath the surface, is you will be victorious, all right? You will overcome obstacles, okay? There are going to be obstacles, right? You will overcome them. There's no need to worry about that. You will be victorious. You are a winner. You will win. You will succeed. It will be awesome, okay? So lots of wands, lots of fiery energy for the first 2 months, okay? And this is your advice card. Again, we've got the Magician, all right? So creativity, pure potential, everything in balance. You know, you're able to manifest everything that you want. Everything is coming together, full circle, all right? That is your advice card, to remember that you can create whatever you want, and that's exactly what you're going to be doing, especially for, you know, the whole year, but that's really going to kick off with that manifesting power in January and February, all right? So you got, oh my gosh, ooh, you've got 4 magicians this year. You have to stick around until later in the year to find out where the next magician is. Oh my gosh, intense manifesting power for you. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Okay. All right. So let's see. In March, on the 22nd of March, Saturn goes into Aquarius. So you're really going to want to start thinking about organizing for your future, clarifying goals, maybe finding a group that you belong to that helps you with your goals. You really want to focus on your presence because that's going to determine your future. All right. And then also, on the 9th of March, we've got a supermoon in Virgo. So you're really going to need to potentially learn how to manage drama, power struggles, gossip, change. It's not fun, but you're just going to have to adapt and deal with people like that in situations like that. There may be some changes to your social life. You might want to rest and give yourself some downtime, okay? But just know that, you know, there's always love out there, okay? When it comes to friendship and romantic and family. All right, so what I see in the cards for March is, this is what's happening on the surface. We've got the Ace of Cups. So many aces for you, okay? I mean, you have the Ace of Wands in February, the Ace of Cups in March. You've got the Ace of Swords for your theme. So many, you're manifesting so many new starts for yourself this year, okay? So the Ace of Cups, the cups are possibly a water sign influence, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But this is, sometimes it can be a crush, okay? But often it's just bliss, enjoying life, loving life, feeling the love, just emotional balance and happiness, bliss, joy. It is a feel-good card. This is going to be a great feeling month in March, okay? However, this is what's happening beneath the surface, okay? We've got the 10 of Wands, oppression, all right? Possible fire sign influence, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, okay? So there might be a little bit of a block, okay? Like you're feeling really good emotionally, but spiritually there might be a little bit of a block. There might be a little bit of avoiding your intuition potentially, okay? But, and it could be someone who is trying, or a situation that where you just feel a little bit held back, okay? But essentially, you know, you do have the Ace of Cups is what's happening on the surface, okay? But this is your advice card to deal with that 10 of Wands oppression, all right? We've got the Sun card. So your advice is just to live life, enjoy life, balance, love, beauty, growth, enjoy the good things in life. And I totally see that you're doing that with the Ace of Cups anyways, okay? Oh, and yeah, it's just a really, really good warm feeling, all right? Essentially. All right, for April, we still have Saturn in Aquarius, so I still want you organizing for your future, clarifying your goals. Also, on the 8th of April, we've got a supermoon in Libra, so there's sometimes old baggage stirred up, maybe in regards to your home and family life, maybe in the past, maybe boundaries from the past. Just know it's never too late to create a safe and comfortable environment, all right? So that's the major astrological activity happening for you. And look at this. This is amazing. April, what's happening on the surface? The Ace of Pentacles, okay? Very, very good. You've got so many aces. It's like boom, new start, boom, new start, boom, new start, pure potential, pure potential, pure potential, magical manifesting powers. This is amazing, all right? So possible earth sign influence, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, all right? This could be a good opportunity for money. Sometimes it represents getting a bit of an inheritance, okay? I'm not saying to go out and buy a lottery ticket, but man, if you're gonna buy a lottery ticket, April is the month to do it, all right? And it could be like new starts, new direction when it comes to finances, new ideas, when it comes to material wealth, abundance, where you live, things like that, okay? So you have lots of successes in this area in the past, and you're just building up to an even bigger success, okay? Very, very good. This is however, what's happening beneath the surface, okay, let's say, we've got, under the surface, we've got the Two of Swords, okay? So this is peace, right? And swords, I mean, it's most likely you, but it could also be another air sign or another Gemini or Libra or Aquarius, okay? But what's happening beneath the surface is there is a little bit of a standstill. This might be with another person, okay? I feel like for a lot of you it is. But it is just a temporary rest during conflict, okay? Or it's at least the start of peace after potential conflict. Sometimes it feels like it's a standstill where you're not really like moving anywhere with someone or with a particular situation that used to be difficult. But right now, the Two of Swords often can be a breather, and sometimes it means to take the blindfold off, to look at things clearly. You really need to look at things clearly. And I totally see that that's your advice for April, because look at this, your advice is the King of Swords, okay? The King of Swords is telling you that you need to cut through the bullshit, look at things clearly. You need to actually, in this situation, remove your way of thinking and your mind from your emotions, okay? So that you can make a clear, concise, logical decision when it comes to this Ace of Pentacles financial opportunity, all right? So you don't want to be at a standstill, okay, or putting things off, okay? You really need to take the time that you need to get some clarity, think about things clearly, and just cut through the bullshit. You need to be clever about this. You need to be sharp mind, all right? Okay, now for May, we still have Saturn in Aquarius, but on the 13th of May until the 25th of June, we've got a Venus retrograde in Gemini, all right? So especially for you, Gemini, there might be a little bit of difficulty with your relationships, okay? And you're really gonna need to focus on improving communication. Yeah, so that's especially true for you guys. We've got a supermoon on the 7th of May in Scorpio, so you might need to intellectually handle emotions rather than suppressing. I'm not saying to suppress them, okay? But you definitely need to maybe channel them into journaling is a really good idea, okay? And that totally makes sense because the month before in April with the King of Swords, right? That's saying to like really think about things clearly and rationally, all right? So definitely need to do that. Yeah, journaling would be very helpful for you, okay? And we still have Saturn in Aquarius, all right? Still focusing on your life goals. What I see for you, all right, on the surface in May, all right, we've got the Six of Swords, okay? So the Swords, it's likely you, but it could be another Gemini, another air sign, Libra or Aquarius, okay? So this is someone, we've got these swords here, right? This is you, okay? I mean, it could be someone else in your life really close to you. That's actually possible for a lot of you, I'm feeling. But whoever this is, whether it's you or someone else super close to you, right? This is someone who has been through, you know, the trials and tribulations of life before. It's not been easy. However, you know, really experienced, knows what they're doing, okay, knows what they want. So what this card represents, it could be one or two things, right? So mainly it means like, you know, this is getting ready to celebrate overcoming obstacles and being victorious, all right? And you're getting ready to celebrate, and you really should. So it's like after overcoming some difficulty, which you might have had in April with the Two of Swords, a little bit of peace after conflict, right? The Six of Swords, what's happening is you are getting ready to kind of do have your victory party, okay? You've accomplished, you've won, all right? So this is the point where you've got the whole relief, right? Before you celebrate, okay? You're just, oh, I'm so glad that's over, right? You know, it was hard and you did it. This can also sometimes mean travel for business often or work, but it can also mean travel, right? So you might go on a little trip. Now, this is what's happening beneath the surface. We have got the Hermit card. This could possibly be a Virgo influence, right? So if you do go on a little trip, right? Or if you do overcome trials and tribulations to be victorious, right? What's happening beneath the surface is you're kind of doing this alone, right? And I think like a part of you knows that you need to do this alone, and you've learned a lot, you've gained a lot of enlightenment. It doesn't mean you're alone the entire month of May, right? But what it does mean is that you might not go out that much, you might not do that much, and you might just really be reflecting and doing some inner work, all right? Now, yeah, so it definitely gets a bit difficult around that time, but come on, this is your advice for the entire year, right? We've got the Ace of Swords. You're getting strong, mental clarity, power, okay? Very powerful. You're strong, you're a warrior, right? Okay, so, and for May, your advice card is the Six of Wands. All right, so Wands, possible, fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius influence, victory. You are winning. Yay, you're gonna win, promise, all right? So you also got the Six of Wands as what was happening under the surface in February, all right? So definitely, I see a lot of victory. I mean, it's not necessarily going to be easy, but you are definitely manifesting victory, right? Through these trials and tribulations, and you really should be proud of yourself for that, because all of life has ups and downs, right? And it's how we deal with it that really counts, okay? You are dealing with it in such a positive way. Like, it's super gonna improve your life, and you will, I just gotta go back to your theme card. You will see, for the whole year, that you will see success, okay? So proud of you. All right, now in June, still have Saturn in Aquarius, but on the 25th of June, the Venus retrograde in Gemini ends, so relationships are going to get easier, communication is going to get a bit easier, all right? But I would really wait closer to July, you know? Sometimes there's a bit of a lag time after a retrograde finishes, all right? Also in June, on the 5th, there's a moon eclipse in Sagittarius, all right? So there still might be a little bit of difficulty in your life, and if it's not in your life, it's definitely going to be in the world. Sometimes there might be more outbursts of war or natural disasters, all right? Excuse me. All right, so just sometimes there's travel too, okay, because it's Sagittarius. Sagittarians love to travel, if you know any, all right? And on the 21st of June, there is a solar eclipse, an annular solar eclipse in Cancer, okay? So anything undone from the past, spiritually, when it comes to connection to the divine, it's gonna come back to you in your life, and you need to deal with it. Sometimes it can mean a major life event. I don't necessarily see that for you. I mean, if it is, it's in a positive way, because I'll show you these cards in a moment. But when anything comes up that's negative, right? Just know that it's always been there, and it's actually a good thing that it's coming up, because then you're ready to deal with it, okay? So it's actually an improvement, okay? It's like being in a house that you didn't realize the inside of the walls were rotting, okay? And it really sucks to have the walls fall down, but at least now you're aware of it, and you knew, and now you can actually do something about it, okay? Because before you realized that you were in a house with the walls that were rotting, I mean, you were still in a house with the rotten walls, okay? You just didn't realize it, okay? So you couldn't do anything about it. So it was a bad situation, you just didn't know about it, okay? So I'm just saying that. But in June, I mean, you don't have to worry so much about that. I think it's the other sign, so you're lucky. We've got the Queen of Cups on the surface, okay? So Cups, possible water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, influence, okay? This is a woman who's like, okay, this is like the ideal mom, the ideal wife, super supportive to her husband, super nourishing and cares about her kids. Like the ideal, feminine energy in so many ways when it comes to being a mom, when it comes to being a wife, okay? So not necessarily business and things like that, but this is a woman who is warm, generous, she loves beauty, she's very forgiving, okay? She really cares about people, okay? So that's your main energy in June, all right? So that could be you, it could also be someone around you. Remember, it doesn't always have to be a woman, it could be a feminine male, all right? Also, this is an offer of love. She's very loving, so there might be an offer of love. You might be offering your love to someone else, or you might be giving your love to someone else, okay? And I definitely see that there is an offer of love in June, because this is what's happening beneath the surface. So many cups in June. It's 3 cups, definitely a loving month for you. So this is what's happening beneath the surface. We've got the 6 of Cups, pleasure. Again, possible Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, influence. All right, so this is loving love and just loving life and loving beauty and just, oh my God, it's so good. It feels like bliss. It feels like joy. It feels like, oh my God, I'm getting tinglies. This is going to be such a good month for you. And it can sometimes be really good sex, okay? Not for everyone, but oh, it's possible. So you might be, I think there might be an offer of love, okay? There's 100% gonna be, because I'm feeling the tingly. So you might be offering your love to someone else, or someone else might be offering their love to you. I feel like for most of you, you are offering your love to someone else, and it's gonna feel so good. Look at all of these cups in June. This is amazing. Ooh, offering love, feeling the love, potential good, know what I mean? And this is your advice card. Okay, so your advice card is the 8 of Cups, right? Again, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, possibly. The 8 of Cups is telling you to really think about what you want when it comes to love, when it comes to, relationships, when it comes to emotional connections, okay? Because if any of you are like me, which I'm sure some of you are, just because you feel an emotional attraction and connection with someone doesn't mean that they're going to be good in the long term, for a long-term relationship, right? So what the 8 of Cups is telling you to do is really think about, what do you want in love? Think about what your deal breakers are. Think about what's actually important in a relationship, okay? Maybe you want to think about compatibility, right? So that you can think about, it's not just about attraction, but how to turn that attraction and that connection into a long-term commitment, okay? That is your advice for June. Now for July, on the 1st of July, Saturn is no longer in Aquarius, so hopefully you've completed organizing for your future and your goals. On the 5th of July, we've got a moon eclipse in Capricorn, so there's going to be an intense, possibly emotional release. There might be intense relationship issues. You're really going to need to focus on yourself and find emotional balance within yourself, okay? Because the thing is, in a relationship, it is important to focus not just on yourself, but the other person. Otherwise, what's the point for them being in a relationship with you, and vice versa, right? But for you to actually be emotionally present and there for the other person, you need to make sure that you're fulfilled, that you're emotionally balanced, right? So, sometimes when we're in a relationship, we'll stop going to the gym, we'll stop eating right, we'll stop doing the things that make us feel happy and emotionally just joyous, right? And then it's like we're not as whole as we need to be within the relationship, all right? All right, so that's what's happening astrologically in July, the major events. Look, stick with me to the end, okay? Because the next 2 months are going to be a little bit tricky, but it turns out better, all right? So in July, we have got the Four of Cups. Again, possible water, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer influence. This sucks. It sucks. It really sucks. You're not going to be feeling very good. You're going to feel emotional loss. You're going to be like, why did I invest probably in this relationship earlier in June? What was the point of it? Why is there continuous failing when all I want is love, right? Remember, this might not necessarily be a love relationship. It could also be like a friendship, all right? It could be a family member, right? It's not necessarily romantic. Now, it's disappointment, it's loss, it's regret. It's like, what the hell was all of this for? What was the point of it? Why did I do this? Why did I get myself into this situation again? Or it could just be someone left you, right? And you didn't expect it, or maybe a betrayal, possibly. It sucks. This, however, stick with me. This is what's happening beneath the surface. The Ace of Wands. You have another ace. Okay, again, Wands, possible fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius influence, okay? With, you have this brand new fiery potential born within you. It's super creative energy. It's just a fiery new start. It's like strength, powerful, very, very powerful, okay? Inspiration, all right? So yes, what's happening on the surface is, it sucks. It's not a good feeling, okay? However, through the pain, through the suffering, you have this new potential being birthed from you, this new strength, okay? And this totally lines up with your general theme is the Ace of Swords, strength, power, strength, okay? So we don't get strong out of nowhere. We don't get powerful out of nowhere. To become powerful, we need to experience weakness, okay? And the same with strength, right? It's just how it is. This is your advice card for July. Four of Pentacles, okay? So Pentacles could be an earth sign influence, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So your advice for July is be careful with your spending. Be conservative. Sometimes when we go through difficult times, we want to spend, right? But you are going to need to save, save, save. Don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything you normally wouldn't do, all right? You want to be conservative this month, especially financially, especially around the home, okay? Now, in August, what we have happening astrologically is, I don't see any major activity for August, all right? But what I see on the surface, stick with me, okay, because it gets better from here. We've got the Devil card, all right? This could possibly be a Capricorn influence, all right? It's stress, it's betrayal, it's a super toxic negative influence. You need to be really careful about any type of addictive behavior. It can be someone who's being like evil. So it could be like a sociopath or something influence, right? So that might is what turns up in August, all right? Yeah, and then this is what's happening beneath the surface. We've got the Five of Discs, worry, all right? So yeah, earth sign. So it could possibly be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn influence, but what's happening beneath the surface is you might be trying to suppress the stress that this person or the situation in August is causing you, and you just feel like you're gonna burst like a volcano. There could, I hate to say it, there could possibly be a loss of money, which is why in July you really need, your advice is to save, 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 okay? So, financially, like there might be a little bit of a loss. There might be a loss of a job. There might be a loss of home, okay? But it could also just be general worry and stress about things and suppressed emotions, all right? However, your advice card for August is the World, okay? Everything happens for a reason. The experiences that we go through help to form our character to make us better able to live our life in the world. Sometimes this can represent travel, so you might want to go on a little holiday or a little getaway, possibly, okay? And you might want to move, okay? So like if you, for example, lost your home or something, you might want to just be like, well, screw it. I'm just going to move over here because this is where I've always wanted to live anyways. And now I don't have anything holding me back here. Or, you know, and this is also a reminder that the world is your oyster, okay? So even though, you know, life has its ups and downs, right? And, you know, you're going to be a bit down on July and especially August, okay? However, you can get back on top of the world. You can have the world on your fingertips. So that is your reminder to stay positive about your place on this planet, your place on this earth, okay? You can do this. Yeah, you might want to go on a holiday. All right, in September, on the 9th, Mars goes retrograde in Aries. So you might be getting a little bit lazy. So you're gonna need to try and avoid that. Make sure you keep exercising and going out, okay? And it might not be the best of times to start new projects, but that's more true for other signs, not so much for you, okay? Let's see what else is going on. Okay, that's the major astrological activity for September. Now, what I see for you on the surface, again, another ace. We've got the Ace of Swords, all right? And remember, your theme for the year is the Ace of Swords, okay? So I really believe that in September, that's when you're super going to peak when it comes to your actual strength, to be sharp, to have a clear mind, to cut through the bullshit, to not let anything hold you back, to not deal with anyone's bullshit, right? And just really have a good clarity of mind in what direction you want to go. Okay, it doesn't mean you're stepping forward yet, but you've got that pure potential. You've got that, you're in the right place at the right time in September, all right? And this is what's happening beneath the surface. I think this is really cool. Beneath the surface, you've got the Princess of Cups, all right? And Cups might be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer influence, all right? Sorry, forgot to say that this swords might be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, so obviously it might be you. Well, it is you. But what's happening beneath the surface in September with the Princess of Cups is it seems like you've softened, okay? So you've tapped into like an emotional part of you. Or you might like where you are just really loving and caring and nurturing. And you know what? I think that's so beautiful. When people go through difficult times, they either go through one or two ways, right? They either harden up and get cruel and mean, or they softened, they get gentle, they love even more. And that's exactly what you're going to do. This is seriously turning you in to a stronger, more kinder and caring person, okay? And your advice for September is, we've got the Knight of Wands, possible fire sign influence, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? This is telling you that you really should take a risk, okay? And you really just need to actually like not focus so much on planning. You need to focus on doing, all right? You need to do something. It has something to do with this Ace of Swords, this strength that you've gained, right? So you're really going to want to move forward. Sometimes people can plan forever and then not ever get around to doing anything. This is like minimal planning, if any. You just want to rush into whatever opportunity that you get from this Ace of Swords, okay? Rush into it. What's happening beneath the surface with the Princess of Cups, she also goes with the flow, right? So you want to rush into it, but also go with the flow, all right? Whew. So October, we still have a Mars retrograde in Aries, so you really do need to make sure that you're working out more. Yeah, and then also on the 31st of October, we've got a blue moon in Taurus, so there might be, oh, I totally see this for you in the cards, hard conversations, confronting issues, right? And also just be careful of not turning food and other things like that into a distraction, because you can learn a lot about yourself and change the world positively, right? If you're not being distracted. All right, damn. I definitely see why you're getting this Ace of Swords as your advice for 2020, okay? But it all works out well in the end. Remember, you're gonna end up being successful, and that's because of your amazing, magical, manifesting potential. Seriously, 4 magicians. Who gets 4 magicians? You got all the magicians from all my decks. That's amazing. Now, in October, on the surface, we've got the 3 of Swords. Okay, so this could be you, Gemini. It could also be another air sign, another Libra or Aquarius influence. Okay, these 2 people used to get along. They're not getting along. This card represents you are quarreling with someone, and maybe you abandon them or they abandoned you, but essentially there is a quarrel, there's a disagreement, there's an argument, and it's not fun. There's tension. Ooh, lots of tension. It could just be someone ignoring the other person too, you know what I mean? But you know when someone's ignoring you and they're so angry at you at the same time, you know it, but they're not responding. That could be you, that could be the other person. It could be both of you, okay? So that's what's happening in the surface, right? And that totally lines up with the blue moon, the 31st of October in Taurus, all right? However, this is what's happening beneath the surface, okay? And this totally lines up with your theme, right? 9 of Pentacles, your theme for the year, right? Because under the surface in October, we have got the 10 of Discs, wealth, okay? Super awesome financial success, all right? Also possibly could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn influence, okay? Abundance, you know, you're really good at manifesting material wealth, success, property, could be with land, but it's super, super good. Riches, all right? Very, very good. So that's what's happening beneath the surface, all right? However, this is your advice card, okay? And this look, this is this person, right? This person who you're quarreling with, you need to be warned. They're going to stab you in the back, all right? This is the 10 of Swords. Again, possible, you know, it could be another Gemini or another air sign, Libra or Aquarius influence, right? They're going to stab you in the back. They're going to absolutely betray you. It's totally not what you expected, all right? And so you're really going to need to just be aware of it, be prepared for it. Don't expect like this person won't do this, whoever it is you're arguing with. But the only advice I can really give for that is because it's the 10, right? That's the completion. That's the end of the deck. That means that it's the last time you're going to have to go through something like this again. All right. So that's at least good. And I think that's because, you know, you've just gained strength with the Ace of Swords and you just know how to cut through that bullshit, right? Also, the last bit of advice for October when it comes to the 10 of Swords is just be careful that you don't get stuck in a victim mentality. I mean, there's nothing wrong with feeling sorry for yourself when someone's betrayed you or wronged you, but sometimes we can get stuck in that mentality and it doesn't help us at all. At some point we have to, you know, pick ourselves up off the ground and keep moving. But I totally see you doing that because of these cards in November. But first I want to tell you that in November on the 14th, that's when the Mars retrograde in Aries ends. So you're probably going to feel more energy to become physically active. Also in November, on the 30th, we've got a moon eclipse in Gemini, so that looks quite good for you, but you're really going to have to be careful with dealing with debts. Make sure that you budget properly and invest properly. Be smart with your money, but it looks like in October, I mean, you've got the 10 of Pentacles, so it looks like you're already doing that. But you also might want to meditate and do some sort of a spiritual cleansing of the home, like a spring cleaning, all right? So, what's happening on the surface in November? Again, all 4 magicians, you're totally tapping in to your theme of this year with the magical manifesting power, creativity, all right? And just having everything in balance, everything in control, getting what you want when you focus on it, all right? So things are good. You're tapping into that awesome creative, you know, spiritual potential. That's what's happening on the surface. So you do honestly pick yourself up really fast, okay? And this is what's happening beneath the surface. The Lovers. This is your card, Gemini, all right? This is the trump card that represents you. It also means just like balance and just the positive yin and yang, loving, just a really positive union, right? And just like balance within yourself. So this is you at your best, Gemini. That's what's happening beneath the surface, because on the surface, you are magical and you're making it happen, okay? However, there is a warning for you for your advice card in November. We have the 7 of Cups, okay? So the Magician, which you have on the surface, right, is all about getting what you want, okay? But with the 7 of Cups, also possible water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer influence, what the 7 of Cups is advising you to do is just to be careful about what you want. Sometimes there might be a little bit of illusion, a little bit of delusion, a bit of trickery, okay? Be careful what you pick. You also want to be careful when it comes to the temptation to drink or do drugs or any other type of addictive behavior, okay? Think about the long-term consequences, okay, of what you pick, what you choose, okay? Because you want to have emotional stability and emotional health, okay? So be realistic. Like, don't kid yourself, okay? And also be wary of some people who might give you false hope, false promises, okay? They might be delusional. They also might be trying to trick you or deceive you. Possibly, it could be intentional or unintentional. Whew. In December, starting on the 17th, we've got Saturn back in Aquarius. So again, you want to start picking up, organizing for your future, clarifying goals again, right? The presence determines your future. And I think at the end of the year in December, you're going to be thinking about that again. Starting also on the 19th of December, we've got Jupiter in Aquarius, all right? So you are going to want to really think about the direction of where you want to orient your life, all right? And on the 14th of December, we've got a solar eclipse in Sagittarius, right? So you might want to be focusing on relationships. It could be, oh, and I see where you're going to be focusing on relationships. I'll tell you in a moment when I show you the cards, but also communication is going to be good because Mercury is in the same house on the 14th of December. And you also might want to travel. You might want to think about new plans and new projects, but also remember, your life could be turned upside down. Okay, this is what I see in the cards for December. We've got the Six of Cups, right? Cups, again, possible water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer influence. This is memories, this is nostalgia, you know, I think it could be childhood memories, right? But I think you're really going to be reflecting over the year of 2020 and just thinking about, you know, what once was, right? And I know that you're going through some ups and downs in 2020, and I think you might have felt like in July, you know, you felt that loss of love, and so you might be reflecting a little bit on that, you know, what once was, and just thinking about that, dreamy memories, nostalgia. But what's happening beneath the surface is with the Prince of Cups, again, possible Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer sign, it's a water sign, okay? The Prince of Cups, what you need to remember, okay, is that even though you're going to be looking back probably with a little bit of nostalgia, all right, you need to remember that this person, this Prince of Cups, the Prince of Cups in this deck represents someone who's more interested about their well-being rather than yours, okay? Otherwise, they never would have hurt you the way that it seems like they're going to hurt you in July and especially August, all right? You know, I mean, everything seemed good in June. But you need to know that they were more self-involved and they didn't really have your best interest in heart. Most of the actions and decisions that they made were for themselves, not for you, okay? So sometimes nostalgia can cloak the thoughts. You think, what if, oh, what the good times. Well, you know what? They were more interested in the good times that they had. And that totally lines up with your advice card, Judgment. This is a time of super reflecting, being real. This is your advice, okay? Because you're gonna feel tempted to think, oh, like only focus on the good times. Have you ever like met anyone who's broken up with someone who's been a total jerk, and then like a month or a few months later, they're like, they only mentioned the good things, and you're like, what the hell? He or she did this, they did this stupid thing that was so horrible. Do you not remember that? And they'll be like, oh, well, remember when they did this and they did this and it was so nice. And you know what I mean? Okay, so you might get trapped in that a little bit in December, right? But this person really just cared about themselves, okay? So your advice card for December is to seriously, harshly reflect, judge yourself, okay? Judge your decisions, judge your choices, okay? Because you need to seriously figure out your attitude, where you are, so that you can prepare for a better future that's more balanced, okay? And you know what? This year, you are going to you are going to get strong, okay? You are going to be especially financially successful, and you are going to learn that you can manifest whatever you want, right? But you just need to be clear cut about your decisions, okay? seriously have a clear head, all right? So I hope that was helpful. Again, please like, share, subscribe, comment below. I love reading your comments so much. Also, I do monthly horoscopes, mid-month check-ins, and the tarot forecast. So I hope you have an amazing 2020. And if you want a personal reading, you're more than welcome to email me at contact@sinceretarot.co.uk. Have an absolutely beautiful year. I love you. Bye.